Hello everybody. Hello everybody. I know you're seeing dots. Do not try to fix your video. There's nothing going on. So, behold, the Yayoi Kusama never fool. Who is Yayoi Kusama? Unless you've been living on a rock, or unless you're just simply not a luxury handbag fan or a luxury handbag fan of Louis Vuitton, you have had to see some form of dots and dots and dots, right? So let me just give you a little bit of knowledge about this artist. Mrs. Kusama is a Japanese contemporary artist who works primarily in sculptures and installation and is also active in painting. So she is a 93-year-old painter, artist who basically has taken over the world of Louis Vuitton. She has been with Louis Vuitton before in a different run when Marc Jacobs was still collaborating with Louis Vuitton. In 2012, there was some beautiful handbags that came out with Louis Vuitton that are worth almost triple the price that they were worth when they first came out. I seen one that when it first came out in 2012, that bag was like maybe 1900. Now you can't get it from under, I want to say 4,000 and up. It ran. Some people were lucky to grab a few of those bags when this artist worked with Marc Jacobs with Louis Vuitton originally, and then she came back with a vengeance this year, launching two drops of her iconic dots with a creative twist of pumpkin, the pumpkin side of her collection that dropped end of March, 1st of April. So when we thought, hey, the dots were it, that's all we were seeing was dots. Louis Vuitton and Kusama said, no, absolutely not. We're coming back with a whop, pop, pop. And they did. Now, honestly, it took me a while to be attractive to this because her creative collection does not cater to everyone. In a childlike form, the dots do resemble something that maybe a child in their first art class could actually come up with. But because of the creative background and the creativity of this artist, being that she has self admitted into a psych ward and only avenges herself when she's making art, such as a large collaboration called the Infinity Circle, where there's rooms and layers of rooms of different layers of circles and colors and just creativity to the utmost. So I have grown the ultimate respect for this artist, right? She did not catch my eye initially, but being an artist myself, eventually I caught wind of it and I said, you know what, let me take a second look. And you guys, I took a second look and I'm in love. Now, places like New York on Fifth Avenue has blown this creative collaboration to new heights. There's life life pictures and sculptures of this artist standing in the format of all kind of Louis Vuitton stores all through the world, that especially in France and Paris, France, and different places where Louis Vuitton has its footing. You can find layers and layers of rooms with nothing but dots. there's there was one concern that a lot of collectors, such as myself, had with this collaboration being so large and so big and so enormous. What about just regular purse? What if I just want to buy just a monogram purse without the dots? Of course, you can still get a monogram signature bag from Louis Vuitton, a Damier Bean signature bag from Louis Vuitton, um, a Azure bag from Louis Vuitton, and it does not have to reflect the dots. But, long story short, I have collected me an item that will be a hefty ticket probably in the next few years. I have been granted the opportunity to actually purchase this bag without even having to spend a dime. Okay, so here she is. She is the Never Full, and I added this. This didn't come with it. I had that little piece in a drawer that I used on several different Louis Vuitton bags. I used it on my 50th Mahina bag. I used it on one of my backpacks from Louis Vuitton. Just different things. But when I saw this bag, the first thing I thought about was, wait a minute, my chain can fit on there, and it has the exact same colors. What do you know? So the great thing about this bag that I found, and then I'm gonna give you the back story on how I was able to get this and not pay a dime, and then go inside of the bag to give more detail. Right? So I snatched this, you guys. You guys know that I made a promise, a commitment to my husband, that this year I was no longer purchasing any more handbags. And not forever, but for 2023, I was stopping the handbag movement. Um, what I found out, and what many of you are probably figuring out, is that we keep purchasing and purchasing. Another new bag comes out next month. Then there'll be a summer collection. And then there'll be a fall collection, a winter collection, a spring collection, and so forth and so on. And you cannot buy them all. You just simply cannot. So I decided to make wise choices and only purchase things that have longevity, things that I know if I look within 10 years from now, I can still reach and grab that purse and I won't look like something, like, where is she going with that bag? You know what I'm saying? So all I'm stating is purchase for a reason and not the season. Purchase for a reason and not the season. If you are purchasing a bag that's only for that moment, and 2 years from now, that lime green little bitty small Louis Vuitton bag, you won't even be thinking about it. That's a wasteful buy to me. I purchased Monogram. I purchased Damier Bean. I purchased some leather, Epi leather bags. I do. Bags that I know that will have longevity. I make smarter choices. As much as I may love some of the bags that come out, I cannot purchase them all. Right? I cannot. My last purchase rings true, that my last true purchase with Louis Vuitton in the boutique was the Graceful. I saw the Graceful and everything opened up. My heart changed. It skipped a beat. And I was wondering what took me so long to find her. She was wondering what took so long for me to find her. Her to find me. And we collaborated. And that's my bag. And I don't care what bag comes through this house or that I have upstairs or whatever. 2023, the LV MM Graceful is my bag of the year. probably my bag of the decade. I am in love with that bag. I have put her up because if you look at my previous videos, I made a commitment that each month I was switching out a continuous bag, right? So to give all my bags a chance. Now it's more bags than months, right? And there's different activities and different things that I may have to repeat or go grab a different bag or things like that. But my commitment to my husband and myself is by the end of the year, I have not reached for it. I have not thought about it. I have not carried it. I will be doing a rebag.com and a huge sale. The only items that are not even being considered are my collective items. Anything that's considered a limited edition and a collective item, I will not resell. I'm keeping those for the purposes of why I purchased those. Those are collective items. They are limited editions. So that's the spiel. That's it, y'all. So, as I digress, you may want to look at your purchases. You may want to consider, hey, do I really need this? Am I really carrying all the bags that I already have? Why am I purchasing more? Am I really enjoying the investments that I already have? Because what I found out, y'all, I hadn't carried half of the bags that I purchased. And I got a lot of them. And I'm not bragging. If you knew me, you know that I buy purses. And there's no, it's more purses than days in the month. Now, I mean, hold up. I don't have over 365 bags. There's more purses than months in the year. I have a lot, but God no, not that many. But my whole point was I'm going to enjoy the investments that I've already invested in. I snatched this by taking this to a boutique, and I took it to the boutique. No, not this. I'm sorry. I took 2 bags to the boutique, right? Because I was like, there a lot of people are not gonna give me close to what I was asking for, and I wasn't asking for a lot on rebag.com. So the bags that I took to this lady that owns a boutique here, she said I can get a move for you. I can get these sold. They are gorgeous. They're beautiful. You keep the inside perfect. Bring up here. And it always helps if you have a dust bag and even the original box that the bag came in. That's a plus. That helps you sell the product even faster. Hint, hint. So I took 2 of my bags down to the lady at the boutique, and she said, rather than me give you money, how about you get the hookup? And I was like, what are you talking about? I got a bag that's coming in. And I promise you, you're going to love it. I said, for both of these bags, she pulled out the picture and she showed me this. And I was like, I feel like I'm getting cheated. I'm bringing 2 bags and I'm only getting 1. Now, granted, one of the bags was sort of vintage. It was one that I shouldn't have ever purchased. It was a Pochette Maltese. It was when Pochette Malteses had issues. It wasn't my monogram or my reverse monogram. It was another Pochette Maltese that was giving me issues, giving me problems. And I basically said, I don't need this in my collection. So it's not really messed up, but I don't think it's worth me keeping it. So that bag and my why not bag. And I thought about it. And then she showed me how much this actually costs on the website. $2,910. Much more, almost $800 more than the regular Neverfull, right? And I said, are you serious? She said, yeah. I said, sold. So what she did is she had the person that was going to bring this bag in, because what happened is this lady worked with the rich and famous. Let me just say that. And the person who was selling her this bag, her husband had already got her this bag, and he had gotten her, I want to say, the pochette Matisse like this in the Kusama collection. And she didn't want two Neverfuls. So she gave it to the boutique, and the boutique said, "This is yours. I'm going to make you have this in your collection because years from now, you're going to thank me." And I said, "Okay." I said, "Send it on." I trust the boutique. I trust the lady at the boutique. Sight unseen. This came in the mail. It is perfection. Would I have ever went to Louis Vuitton to purchase this outright? No. I'm being honest. I had the Speedy. You guys saw I had the Speedy. If you're friends with me on Facebook, I debated. I asked my husband. He was like, "If you got a question and you really don't want it," I took it back to the store. So I didn't. It wasn't. It didn't get me. But then I started reading on this lady's life and the struggle that she had with mental health, and and if you don't know, just about every family out in this world, period, has somebody that in their family that's struggling with mental health, right? And she found her outlet through artistry, like a lot of people with mental health does. I mean, they found their way, but art is a known fact that a lot of people that have mental health, they have to have something to ground them a little bit, to keep them kind of grounded. And art was what she clung to, and it has paid off. She has an enormous great relationship with Louis Vuitton, so much so that Louis Vuitton has basically cleaned out their front windows of their storefronts, and all you see is Kasami and her dots. Her dots have dotted out Louis Vuitton to the hip. But this is the thing, though. A lot of people, it was rumored that our favorite monogram canvas, Damier canvas, and Azure was going away. There's no way. I knew that there was no way that Louis Vuitton would be getting rid of their infamous canvases. I knew that they wouldn't. That's why I don't always listen to people that's hyped up. I wait and I listen, and of course you can get just a regular monogram. Of course you can, but this is a large collection push, with two drops. The dots dropped at the beginning of the year. The pumpkins dropped end of March, 1st of April, and I love both. Will I be getting the pumpkin collection? I doubt it very seriously. I will admire it from afar, because I'm staying true to my word. I am not buying any more bags. So, in essence, I did not purchase this bag. This was an exchange item with bags that I was not using. How about that? Yeah. So, you guys, without further ado, here she is. She's perfect. It's an eye catcher because I am an artist and I had to start looking at it in an eclectic type of way instead of like, heck no, what the heck is going on? Did a child do this to my back? I had to stop and take a step back and really look at it, and it's actually perfection. I think it's different. I think Louis Vuitton took a step on the wild side because the other the last time someone worked with Louis Vuitton with Marc Jacobs, the dots were there, but the dots were not as pronounced. They were kind of blended in with the collection back in 2012. Now the dots have taken control over everything, right? It has fully taken control. Now, my Kusama book was not in my package, and I talked to the lady at my connection through the boutique. Not the let me make sure I'm being clear. Not the Louis Vuitton boutique. She is a luxury collective boutique here in Tennessee that I work with, and the book that came with this bag, I want it, right? So it is coming. For some reason, I don't know if the original owner thought she was going to be able to keep it or wanted to keep it, but the book is coming, and it should actually be here tomorrow. So I'm excited about that. But I'm excited about so much, you guys. I really am. But I want to get into this bag, and let you guys see the wonderful world of the Never Full in the Kusama collection. One thing can say just by looking at this one and looking at the Mimosa Never Full, there is a difference. I I don't know if it's because it's a different cut, but for some reason this feels thicker. The leather feels thicker, but the canvas is softer. Louis Vuitton has changed their canvas to be more squishy. If anyone of you have like the bum bag, you will know what I'm talking about. The bum bag is incredibly squishy, like really, really soft. I don't have a 2023 or 2022 Never Full, right? So the contrast between these two canvases is enormous. One other thing that I've noticed about the Kusama and the original Never Full collection is the cut is different at the top. Even though the tip is pretty much the same, where you can only see the tip here, you're getting a little bit more of the flower on here. No two dots are the same on the bag. Now, when I first was hearing about this bag, I thought they were saying no two bags were the same. And I was like, oh my God, so I get a unique bag. No. What they're saying is no two dots are the same, just like snowflakes. They wanted to leave it with the eclectic look, like she was not trying to be perfect. She was trying to show you what she wanted to develop and not make a perfect dot, because none of these are perfect dots. None of them are. So yeah, it's very different. One other thing that I have noticed is the glazing, which I'm not a glazing what do you call it? What did you call it? People that go banana over the glazing. The glazing is not a make it or break it for me. The glazing on this bag is incredibly red. I have heard people in the Louis Vuitton sites on Facebook have taken their bags back to Louis Vuitton because the glazing was too red. And I'm like, you bought it from Louis Vuitton, so you know the bag is real. Why did you take it back? Different cuts. The glazing can be bright red. Let me just help y'all out. Even when it comes bright red, it's gonna die down. No need to go get a marker, whatever these people do. It's too much. If I bought it from the boutique, I know it's real. I have enough sense and knowledge that this bag runs through different cuts each year. The leather goes through different cuts each year. And based on that, it can be different. Just like the green background used to be a tail of the monogram, now it's brown. Everything changes based on the year that the monogram is cut or the leather is cut. So these bags are, everything else is pretty much the same. What wowed me about the details about this beautiful bag is the inside. The inside, and I give Louis Vuitton props for this. Let me take my organizer out because I want you guys to see it. The inside of this bag is the pattern for 2012. They did their thing with this collection. Somebody really sat at a table and really thought this through, you guys, because the inside of this bag is the 2012 Kusama collection pattern, and I like it. I like it a lot. Another thing that I like is she gave us that pumpkin right here. She gave us that pumpkin stamp with the 2023 on there. And then the zipper is butter, as always. And inside, you don't get anything like crazy. Like, you just get the normal, paper stuff like that Louis Vuitton gives you and all that, right? And then the pouch. Here it is. The inside of the pouch is the same as the 2012 collection as well. So you guys can see. Oh, that leather smells so good. And then you get the pumpkin right there, right? So it is a difference. I was trying to see if the sizing, because when I set these two Neverfulls beside each other, the size was a little off. And what a a client, a sales agent, my SA or CA has advised me is, I found this out with the graceful. Some gracefuls and some bags, period, depending on how they were cut, some of them, even if they're MM or PM or GM, some of the cuts made them be slightly bigger than the bag in their same size. Like, somebody could have a graceful that was made in 2020. I can have a graceful that was made in 2022, and mine could be bigger or smaller, and both of them are MMs. So the pouches are pretty much exactly the same. Nothing really different about it. For some reason, this pouch feels like it's a little thinner than the original Neverfull pouch, but it's not. It's not. I'm afraid I want to carry this, but I don't. And if you look at it, it's hard to see the 3D, but this is lifted. This is not flat. This is true art, you guys, on here. And she wanted to capture it just like she had painted it on there. And what they did is, what Louis Vuitton did, and I respect them for it, is they duplicated her style. Excuse me, you guys, that was terrible. But I love it. It took me a minute. It's May. It took me a minute, you guys, for me to say, I'm gonna get it. I did not have to spend any money for it. And I sold 2 of my bags that I wasn't using. So I bid myself a great job. I already had the organizer, the red organizer, because I don't know who does that, who goes out and buy a new organizer for every bag. If it's the same color inside, I'm using that organizer on whatever it fits. This organizer that I'm putting back in here will fit in my Dooney and Burke Florentine, and it will fit in the Neverfull MM. So, and that's where it's going to fit. So, this bag is everything on ice. It's beautiful. It's different. In years to come, it's gonna be a collective piece. So I probably won't carry it as long and as much as I should, because I know it's a collective bag, right? I know it is. But there she is in her beauty. She's just perfect. I can't wait to get my book. and I'll show you guys that when it gets here. But yeah, I'm happy with it, y'all. I really am. I'm really happy. I was not expecting to get this. I was fine without getting it. I even told you guys can have the dots, but hey, um, when somebody is an expert in the world of luxury bags, you listen to them. And the boutique owner was like, "No, Lisa, you want to get this bag. You want to have something out of this collection." So I was so glad that I was able and blessed enough to be able to get it. And I'm happy with it. Now, this is not my Mother's Day gift. My Mother's Day gift is on the way. And I don't, again, I may have already said this, but I don't get it until Mother's Day. I may get it before then because I'll tell my husband everything every day is Mother's Day, so it's different ways. The gift of the tongue. Um, you wives know how you can, yeah. If you're a wife or you're a girlfriend, you know what can get your husband and get your gift a little early. But anyway, I'm extremely happy. I'm satisfied. I'm content, and I'm excited that I was able to get a bag off of the dot consumer collection. I will not be purchasing the pumpkin collection at all. I am not. I don't wish to indulge in that. But to each their own. If you do choose to buy one, make sure you buy one that if you purchase it 5 years from now, you can still carry it. Okay? Have a beautiful day. Be safe out there. Take care of yourself. Take care of your